Eleven is one of the main characters of Stranger Things. She has gone through difficult situations, from losing her parents to being subjected to different experiments when she was just a child. Eleven has also had to face a threat that puts not only her, but the rest of the world at risk. But the greatest danger that Eleven and her friends will face will not come from outside this world, but from within herself. What would happen if Eleven becomes the final villain of Stranger Things? Eleven is one of the most innocent characters in Stranger Things. She sees reality as if she were a newborn child, full of curiosity and hope. But this has often been tarnished by various tragic events in her life, things that could bring her to the edge of becoming just the opposite of what Eleven is, turning her into an evil and cruel being who seeks revenge. There are two reasons why we think Eleven will eventually lose control and become the villain of the story. The first reason is her emotional connection with her friends and her adoptive father. When we first met Eleven in the first season, she was like a weapon of Dr. Brenner. She was used to spy and even killed several security guards or nurses after she lost control. We have seen several times in the series how Eleven has lost control. She has flipped cars with people driving, and even used her telekinesis to attack her friends when she felt jealous of Max, which made her fall off the skateboard. No matter if she hit her head or hurt herself, the only thing that keeps Eleven grounded are her friends and her adoptive father, Hopper. But this has changed. As far as Eleven knows, Hopper has lost his life, and also her club of friends is now divided. But how can Eleven become a villain if she lost her powers? Here's where this story gets interesting. Dr. Brenner is a character we haven't seen in a long time, but has been theorized to be alive. In an upcoming video, we will be talking about how Eleven could find him. But at some point in Season 4, it's rumored that Eleven will travel in search of this doctor. Brenner, of course, knows how to give power back to Eleven, but this doctor's intentions will never be good, and he will begin to corrupt Eleven's mind again to control her. We know that this doctor has already destroyed the mind of other people, as in the case of Eleven's mother, so he could perhaps try to do the same with Eleven, return her powers but simultaneously destroy her reasoning to use her again as a weapon. But why would Eleven seek out the doctor to get her powers back? According to rumors, Eleven in the next season will have nightmares about how Hopper is kidnapped and how she can do nothing to save him. And that's when Eleven will run away and search for her former father. Now, this is not enough for Eleven to become a villain. Obviously, the doctor has tried to corrupt Eleven's mind in the past but has failed. But this time, Eleven might get to Hopper only to realize that she is too late, that Hopper has lost his life. If Eleven can't save Hopper, she will realize that humanity does not need saving, but rather the opposite. Eleven will go from fighting monsters in an attempt to prevent an invasion to becoming the monster or the danger that threatens our world. It's here that this theory becomes quite complicated. Mike will no longer be able to stop her, and Hopper is not there to advise her. Only one person could stop her, and this is Will. I know you are wondering how Will could stop Eleven if he is one of the most scared and weakest characters in the series. In the first season, we could see the importance of Will with the story of Eleven. Will was kidnapped and taken to the Upside Down. In that place, he survived for several days, something that no one could do before him. When returning to the real world, he has visions of a possible future where monsters invade the world, and visions with the Mind Flayer's mind. This means that just like 11, Will's connection with that world and with his own mind is something undeniable. We can even see visual similarities between the story of Will and 11. We should only anticipate a little of what could happen with both characters to understand how they would end up facing each other. If Will has the power to have visions and access the minds of these monsters on the other side, 11 could be susceptible to Will. We can theorize that Will could have psychic powers thanks to being infected by these monsters. 11 also has psychic powers, but also uses telekinesis. So far, we have not seen that Will has telekinetic powers, but we could not rule it out completely. But will 11 really become a villain? This means that if the Friends Club gets together in an attempt to stop 11, which has become evil, Will be able to predict their movements and even see what 11 is thinking. Perhaps this is the reason why Will's story has been created as sad and distant from the group. Because just as Will is away from the group, he could be the one to unite them again. He could be the key to stop 11 in case she becomes a villain. Maybe we won't get to that because Will have visions of the future and thus prevent 11 from becoming the villain. In the Stranger Things comics, we saw how one of 11's sisters could manipulate space-time. 11 is not the only one with powers, and time travel is something that already exists in this universe. So having visions about what could happen with the characters, even seeing adult versions of the characters of Stranger Things, is not something far from reality. But tell me, what do you think? Do you think 11 will turn into a villain after not saving Hopper again? Will Brenner come back and end up using her as a weapon? Do you think Will end up facing her? Give me your opinion in the comments. And if you want to know everything related to the universe of Stranger Things, subscribe and turn on the notification bell because we will be uploading videos every day with the news of Stranger Things Season 4, theories, and rumors. You're in Stranger Things Geeks.